Inside Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz Stadium, the clock was ticking past the 50-minute mark. England sat just 35 minutes away from their first World Cup final since 1966, holding a narrow advantage over the defending champions, Argentina. The opening half was a physical war of attrition. Both sides prioritized defensive security, resulting in a cagey stalemate, where the expected goals stood at an incredibly low 0.05 for England and 0.03 for Argentina. England's physical intensity was successfully preventing the South Americans from establishing any rhythm. That patience paid off in the 55th minute. Morgan Rogers delivered a precise low cross, allowing Anthony Gordon to steer a controlled finish into the corner, 1-0 to the Three Lions. By meeting Argentina's fire with their own, England had forced the reigning world champions into a corner. For the first time in the match, the path to the final looked clear. But holding a lead in a World Cup semi-final brings a unique form of pressure. Fearing a late equalizer, manager Thomas Tuchel decided to abandon the aggressive game plan that had earned England the lead. He opted for a defensive substitution, pulling goalscorer Anthony Gordon off the pitch to bring on an extra center-back, Asri Konsa. The shift was immediate. The entire English squad retreated toward their own penalty box, dropping into a conservative 5-4-1 formation. The decision centered on a gamble that retreating to protect a lead is safer than continuing to pressure the opponent. But at the elite level, that step back often triggers a collapse. Tuchel was moving his team into a low block. The logic was based on previous success. England had used this exact formation to survive being a man down against Mexico in the round of 16. A back five formation clusters bodies inside the penalty area, closing central gaps and forcing attackers toward the sidelines. But against Argentina, as these defensive nodes drop back, England completely abandoned their press, surrendering a massive, empty void in the center of the pitch. England became entirely passive. They stopped challenging for possession and instead waited to absorb blows, allowing Argentina to dictate the tempo. By retreating so deeply, England didn't build a protective wall. They created a tactical vacuum. Standing in that vacuum was Lionel Messi. His career is defined by dismantling deep defenses when given time to scan the pitch. This heat map illustrates the danger. By dropping deep, England surrendered the Messi space, the glowing red zone outside the penalty box. Here, the node for the Argentine captain operates completely unchallenged. The pressure became insurmountable as McAllister hit the post. Then, in the 85th minute, Messi used that unpressured space, squaring the ball. This passing line shows the ball cutting easily through the defensive block, allowing Fernandez to fire past Jordan Pickford. Then, in the 92nd minute, Messi recycled a broken play on the right flank. He delivered a brilliant cross to the far post for substitute Lautaro Martinez, who headed home the winner. Argentina's comeback was a product of relentless courage and precise execution, which stood in direct contrast to England's passive attempt to see out the game. The retreat didn't neutralize the threat. It provided Messi with the only resource he needed to orchestrate a comeback: space. The final whistle signaled another semi-final defeat for England, sending the team into a third-place playoff while Argentina prepared for the final. In the minutes following the match, the friction between the two nations moved from footballing tactics to international diplomacy. Argentine players displayed a banner declaring "Les Malvinas son Argentinas," a reference to the 1982 conflict over the islands. The display immediately prompted a FIFA investigation and an official outcry from UK political leaders. The banner highlighted the historical baggage that defines every meeting between these two teams, ensuring the loss was felt far beyond the stadium in Atlanta. For England, the result is the latest entry in a 60-year struggle to return to the World Cup final. Once again, a match that began with promise ended in the familiar territory of a late-game collapse. The decision to hide behind a tactical wall after taking the lead proved to be a fatal miscalculation. The 2026 semi-final serves as a final lesson for elite competition. You cannot defeat greatness by retreating from it. You only give it the time and space required to ensure your ruin.